Hello guys, it's Bino123 and I'm back with another r/entitled parents. If you're watching this, it pretty much means you guys hit 500 subscribers, and to the guy who said it was unrealistic, I told you it's possible. So this is Lady Fined $500 returns for more sweet revenge. Because it says returned, it means that something happened previously. So click on number 2 of r/entitled parents because that's where it is. Now I'm giving you a chance to click it. Now hopefully people who already watched it or now watched it, let's get straight into the video. For this story, let's get a bit familiar with the EM from that time. Let's call her Karen. As I said previously, her nephew who was staying with them at the time was very nice and sweet, and we loved to hang out at the pond in the winter, but I never saw much of him until the winter. This all takes place the summer before the last winter we were set up the rink. The nephew, let's call him Jack, was at a summer camp with his cousin, EC. From last story, we can call EC Barry. Barry and Jack were attending a summer camp at a local ski resort that held some mountain biking camps during the summer. It was also public use, so you would see regular people biking the same trails. For this story, there was me, Jack, Barry, Karen, and my friend, who is not the same friend from last story. Me and this friend grew up on the same street a few houses down, and we knew each other since we were born and would spend most of the days on our bikes. Me and this friend decided to bike from his house out to the trails for a bit, unknowingly that Karen would be there. When we arrived, we pedaled up to the lodge to our purchase tickets for the trail. They were like $5 each. This is where we first saw Karen. When we arrived in line, we waited for about 2 minutes before seeing Jack standing a few spots ahead of us. I walk up to talk to him and he tells me that Karen and Barry went back to the car to get more money because Karen attempted to complain her way into free passes for the camp. As we all know, this didn't work. Jack had actually paid for his ticket and he soon left his spot in line after waiting another 10 minutes to go sit down. Me and F, friend, finally reached the front of the line and purchased our tickets. We then sat down with Jack and waited for Karen and Barry to return when, almost as if on cue, in comes Karen speed walking with Barry hot on her heels. She slaps down $15 on the counter when the cashier simply states, "Ma'am, you just cut the entire line and we're going to need you to wait." Karen literally explodes. "Okay, are you beeping kidding me? I waited 15 minutes earlier." Cashier, "Ma'am, you left the line to get more money, so you need to wait again." Okay, "My nephew waited in line for us while we were gone." She says this with a smug look on her face. Cashier, "He never came back up to the register, ma'am. I assume he left the line to sit." Okay, turns to Jack. "Are you serious, Jack? This is why we always leave you at home." Jack turns to me and raises his eyebrow. I simply mouth, "Wow." Karen then storms to the back of the line and crosses her arms and continues to wait. Me and F were waiting for the camp to start because we figured the prices were the same as regular tickets and it would be fun to hang out with Jack for a day. Karen finally reaches the front of the line and delivers a sharp, "Will you help me now?" Cashier, "Yes, ma'am. How many tickets?" K, 3. Jack, "I already bought mine." K, "So you paid for yourself but not us?" She's steaming at this point. Jack, "Yeah, with my money." K, "I don't care. It's the polite thing to do." Jack sighs and continues to sit with his chin on his hands. Karen finally purchases 2 tickets and gives the other $5 to Barry for snacks, who the entire time was sitting saying things like, "Yeah, cheap ass," to Jack every time his mum made a statement. Me and F invited Jack to leave the camp and come bike with us until Karen and Barry were going to leave. Jack gladly accepted and tagged along. We rode up to the mountain and did a few trails until we ran into Karen's group. She was at the front of the pack, standing with her bike resting up on a tree. Apparently that's where she crashed it, yelling at the group leader, I recognized him as the brother of one of my good friends. I had biked with him a handful of times before and he was very good. Karen has her finger in, well, call him BF for brother or friend. Not boyfriend, okay? She was screaming at him saying things like, "You made me crash, you idiot, I could have died," and "You shouldn't work here if you don't know what you're doing." I later learned from BF brother that Karen had demanded that she be at the forefront behind him because all of the other kids were horrible. She was the worst mountain biker I'd ever seen. She would wobble the handlebars 50 times per minute and would either never use the brakes or never let go of them. BF had slowed down and she was going well under 5 km an hour, yet she demanded he keep moving even though BF had to stop to make sure the group was okay and to hand around the bug repellent. Karen wouldn't stop and swerved last minute into a tree. Thank God she was hardly moving or else it would have been bad. Karen demanded that BF refund her with his own money because he could have injured her. BF was much older as I was about 12 at this time and he was about 17 and he just stood up and gave a quick, "Lady, I told you to stop and you wouldn't. That's not my fault. If you have a problem, leave." So she did, to the delight of all the other group members. She sped off with Barry again on her heels. Jack said he had to follow her and leave and me and F decided to head back to the lodge for some lunch, so we went with. We arrived on scene to Karen and Barry screaming at the same cashier, literally screaming, no joke, that she demanded a refund because BF could have injured her. Jack went up to the counter and simply stated, "That's probably not what happened, but okay." Karen glared at him before returning to the cashier and demanding that they refund her all 3 tickets even though Jack paid for his. The cashier once again said no. She turned to me and F and asked what she could do for us and Karen went ballistic, demanding that BF be fired and she be refunded for her troubles. To no avail. She turned, grabbed Barry's arm and dragged him out, barking at Jack to follow, yelling at me that I should back her up. I said no and she turned to F and said the same thing. "I deserve a refund. You saw what happened, right?" F. "Nope." K. "Beep. Brat, gimme that." She reaches for his phone but misses, thankfully. F. "Get the beep away from me." Barry storms over and attempts to take the phone from him from the other side. F is in a tug of war with Barry, me, gets up, turns and shoves Barry away. Barry falls and rips the phone from F's hand on the way down and he drops it and it lands near my feet, so I pick it up and sprint a few feet away. Barry yells at me that I'm a beep and whatnot, so I laugh in his face. Me and F get up and Jack apologizes to us. I'm not very physical and I have no intention of knocking Barry over, but he fell, so whatever. Jack walks out and Karen and Barry follow, yelling profanities at both me and F. We gave Jack a high five as he left. We later heard from Jack, like a month later when school started again, that Karen had vocal cord issues from screaming so much and not even just from that day, just in general, and couldn't speak until it was healed, which was a hefty amount of time. I don't understand how she keeps on playing herself this hard. She's a master of self-destruction. I just find this so crazy because my mum always screams like my mum. I think she's deaf because I feel like her talking is just screaming. Like, you can be talking to her and she was randomly screaming, she'll scare the crap out of you. Anyways, I kind of respect the F guy. I think that's him. Oh well, not the friend, I'm getting people mixed up. I meant the dude who's Barry's cousin, because if I was my auntie and my cousin and they were dickheads, I know I shouldn't use that word, but like if they were horrible people, I would probably just shut my mouth and not piss them off, especially if I'm stuck with them the whole day. Like if my auntie was that rude, I would never ever want to be with them. Like, I don't know how, or like this person's mother would let them be with that auntie. This one was titled, "It's worth only $5. So this story happened when I was about 16. I was working at a small music store / school at the time. One of those hole in the walls. It was a weekday, not a lot of customers other than the regulars. I was manning the cash register when this lady, who from now on I'll call EP, walks in with her child, SB, not older than 6. "Excuse me," says EP on that voice we all know too well. Me. "How may I help you today?" EP. "My son wants to buy a guitar." Me. "Okay then, we have a few that will fit his size. Small kids need a 1.5 size guitar to reach the end of the neck." "No, he wants a guitar, not a toy," says EP, lighting a cigarette as she's talking. "Like I said, he wouldn't be able to reach the frets. Also, you cannot smoke in here." Whatever. So I go to grab a 1.5 size simple guitar as the kid shouts, "No, I want that one," and pointed at a guitar in our display case, a beautiful red electric worth about 45,000 shekels, $12,000 approximately, custom made by our shop owner. EP. He says he wants that one. Ma'am, that one's not for beginners. Also, it's 45 grand. EP. Don't lie to me. It's probably just $5 and throw in some free lessons for being rude. I stare at her. No guitar, no matter how crappy or cheap, costs $5. At this point, I just don't care anymore. So I say, "Ma'am, either buy something or get out." She walks over, takes out the 45 grand guitar and hands it to her son, who almost immediately starts banging it on the floor, of course. The thing breaks. I point to a "You break, you buy" sign on the wall. "That will be 45 shekels please, cash or credit." EP grabs her child and runs out the beeping door. Of course, I called the cops and the insurance company. She paid in credit. I just find this so crazy and amusing. Like, how can you trust a little baby with a guitar? And like, first of all, what is wrong with the shop company? How is it that she can get a 45 grand display guitar just straight out, just like open it? Isn't there no locks on it? Like, you know, have a staff company key that we open and give it to a customer before they try it. I find that so ridiculous. And I'm not gonna lie, I find it so funny she just picked up a child and ran, but I'm not gonna lie, if I was a parent, I'd do the same exact thing. Like, what was that, 45 grand? No, 12,000. Yeah, I'm not paying 12 grand for a guitar. I'm sorry, I'd rather just take my chances and run. I kind of feel bad though. 12 grand is so much money. That's close to like a half a year's wage. Anyways guys, I'm sorry this has been short because, I'm not gonna lie, I never really thought I'd hit 45. No, not 45. Okay, why do I keep saying 45? I never thought I was gonna hit 500 subscribers today, but I did. So at 10 o'clock, I decided to start recording because I knew I was gonna hit the number. And to make up for it, I've pretty much uploaded this, and I'm probably gonna upload a 20-minute episode tomorrow. So anyways guys, this has been a 1 to 3, and peace.